Today's a countdown of the top mistakes that I literally see all the time, and you want to check to see if you're doing these. Now, coming in at number 1 is tiny artwork in tiny spaces. And honestly, this is so true. Did you know that visually it works the opposite of what you would think? You got a tiny space, you put tiny artwork in it. No, it doesn't work that way. What you want to do if you've got a small space is you want to switch out those itty bitty photos and all those little frames, and you want to put in one simple, large, seriously large piece of artwork. Take a look at the difference here. Look at these corners. They look all jumbled up, and it makes the space feel cramped and tiny and overwrought, right? But here's another space that's even smaller than the other one, and it's got this one simple canvas in it. That's a great look, and you don't feel like the space feels tiny. Why? Because the focal point is simple. It's one thing. It's less clutter, and it's much more successful. So tiny spaces, switch that tiny artwork out to something big. Okay guys, now coming in at number 2, and let's see if you're doing this. It's a massive mess up, and it's a really, really common mistake, and it is jamming all your furniture up against the walls. I'm not sure where this got started. I think people thought it would make the room look larger, but it actually kills the function of the room. You're losing the ability to have a conversation group in the space, especially if it's a media or a living room like you see here. So the thing is about this though, it's a super easy fix. And here's what you want to do is you want to think about using your space a little differently. So you're going to create a floor plan, and it doesn't matter if you do it old school or digitally, I don't really care, but you want to do it to scale, and you want to know your space size, and you also want to know your furnishing size, and then you start laying it out. When you lay it out on paper, it's a heck of a lot easier than having to shove your furniture around 50 different times. Lay it out so that it looks like it's actually a conversation grouping. At that point, then you can move the furnishings over and go, ooh, this is really nice. Do I have a nice eye line to the next piece of furnishings? Do I have a nice traffic pattern, circulation? Is my focal point emphasized with this? There's all these ways that you can evaluate once you start changing it up from plan. So super easy fix, guys, and you can put away your megaphones if you're trying to reach out to somebody way across the room. Now guys, I know that renovating your house and being in construction is super stressful. And if you guys are one of those guys where you're absolutely about to attack a kitchen or do something significant like a kitchen or a bathroom with your home, maybe add in a small addition, change out some windows, renovate in any way, you absolutely need to check out the Dezigner method. This is my new program for anyone who's doing any kind of significant either construction or renovation to their homes. I take you from soup to nuts. There's a link down below that'll give you more information on it. So check out the link down below. This is a super important one because in this session, you're going to begin to develop what's called the master plan documents. And these are documents that you're going to use to communicate to everyone. And so you need them to get the project done the right way. Okay, guys, now coming in at number 3 is not relamping your fixtures before you start to paint. And guys, when I posted this on Instagram, it literally exploded. So I know there's a lot of you out there that are dealing with this. Let me show you how you fix this. Let's just start out with this simple premise. Paint looks different in different lights. Look at this picture. That's the same colored wall, guys, just 3 different lamp colors, all right? So you have to understand that when you're looking at colors for paints in a store, forget it. It's never going to look like what it's going to look like in your space, okay? But it may not look like what it's going to look like in your space if you haven't relamped to what you want to have Kelvin-wise when you're done. So, super important step to take before you paint is to actually make sure that you've changed out all the light bulbs, of course, in the area that's going to be painted, okay? And then you're gonna do your final testing, rule of 3, and make that final selection for your paint color. But it's only when it's in the right light colorway, guys, will it give you that look that you're looking for. I can't tell you how many times I have talked to people that have said, I've repainted this wall 3 times. I know, because there's a purple undernote that when you got it in the correct light started to show up. So guys, lighting and paint colors are intimately linked. So simple thing to remember is change out your light bulbs to what you're going to have before you do any of that labor or spend any money. Okay guys, coming in at number 4, and it's a huge mistake that I also see all the time, especially if you're in a small space, and it's somebody going out and buying a sofa before you know it will fit in your space. Oh my gosh, that is such a waste of money. Look at these pictures. This thing is jammed up against that wall. This one is so slammed in there, they can't ever move that door. So here's why it's a problem, and it's an easy solve. When you're going into a showroom and you are looking around and looking at things, you're falling in love with pieces, you're checking them out, you see what you like. You know, sofas are kind of big investments. And it doesn't matter whether you're going to Restoration Hardware, Lazy Boy, every vendor does this. They are shown in ginormous warehouse spaces. Look at this one picture. This has 2 people in this chair. Does that give you an idea of how overscaled that chair is? That is not going to be a good solution if you are working on a small space project. So there's a super easy fix, and it goes back to an earlier point that we saw again, which is you want to just do a quick sketch of your space in scale so you understand before you get in there and start falling in love with something. You just need to know exactly, do I need a 72 inch? Do I need an 84? Do I need a 96? Do I need a 102? What size do I need for my sofa? Sofas are big investments, right? So you want to make sure you're getting it right the first time, because not everybody even lets you return them. So you want to know exactly what size works with your floor plan before you start roaming around in a showroom and falling in love.
When starting a design project, are you afraid of making expensive mistakes and worried that there are no answers to be found when you need help? Well, worry no more. Help is on the way. Welcome to the Design Club. With over 30 years of design knowledge, award-winning interior designer and YouTube personality Lisa Holt gives you the tools to boost your design confidence and let your creativity flow. You have personal access to one of the industry's top interior designers. With almost 2,500 things to see and do, there's no shortage of information to help you crush your home goals and get your projects done right the first time. Join our community of like-minded individuals where you can find specific answers to your questions about your home and your project. Looking for feedback or advice? Take advantage of our Clubhouse chat room where members just like you help each other and provide community support. You're never alone in the Design Club. The Design Club is the new way to get your project done the right way. Don't waste another minute or another dollar. Join the Design Club today and start designing with confidence and the knowledge to get your project done right the first time.